Welcome to your comprehensive interactive guide on business legislation. Laws passed by Parliament directly affect every business's costs, operations, and reputation. To score top marks, you must not only know the key laws but also evaluate their impact on functional areas like human resources, finance, operations, and marketing. We'll cover 3 pillars: employment law, health and safety law, and consumer law. By the end, you'll be able to assess both the costs of compliance, like training and equipment, and the benefits, such as motivated staff and a strong brand reputation. Let's map out the 3 pillars of legislation and their functional links. Employment law, including the Equality Act and national minimum wage, directly impacts HR recruitment and payroll costs. Health and safety law influences operations through required safety measures and inspections. Consumer law, like the Consumer Rights Act and trade descriptions, governs marketing claims and product returns. Always connect each law to a specific business area for higher marks. Turning to our core study notes, legislation is the overarching term for laws made by Parliament. Compliance means following these laws, which brings both costs, like staff training and safety equipment, and benefits, like a positive reputation and avoiding penalties. Key specific laws: the National Minimum Wage Act sets a floor on pay, directly affecting the wage bill. The Equality Act protects 9 protected characteristics, requiring fair recruitment and reasonable adjustments. The Health and Safety Executive enforces workplace safety, and trade descriptions requires all marketing claims to be truthful. Here's the compliance process step by step. First, Parliament passes a new law, like the Consumer Rights Act. Then, the business must identify what it needs to do to comply, for example, training customer service staff on refund procedures. This incurs costs: writing new policies, training hours, possibly updating till systems. However, the benefits follow: happier customers, reduced complaints, and an enhanced reputation that can attract more business. For exams, always mention both sides. Let's work through a typical 6-mark question. The question asks you to analyze the impact of the national minimum wage on a small retail business. Step 1. Identify the direct cost: an increase in the wage bill, especially if many employees are under 25. Step 2. Discuss how the business might respond, perhaps reduce staff hours or increase prices to maintain profit margins. Step 3. Evaluate the benefits: higher pay can motivate staff, reduce turnover, and improve customer service. Step 4. Conclude with a balanced judgment, noting that the impact depends on the business's profit margins and ability to pass costs to customers. Watch out for these common mistakes. Many students simply list laws like the Equality Act but fail to explain how it affects a business's costs or reputation. Always link each law to a functional area. For employment law, talk about HR and finance. For consumer law, mention marketing and operations. Another pitfall is confusing the costs of compliance, like training and equipment, with the penalties for non-compliance, such as fines from the GCSE. For top marks, evaluate both compliance costs and benefits. To wrap up, remember the 3 pillars: employment, health and safety, and consumer law. Link each to specific functional areas: employment to HR and finance, health and safety to operations, consumer to marketing and operations. Key evaluation point: every law brings compliance costs, but also benefits like improved reputation, staff morale, and customer trust. Master this balanced evaluation and you'll secure top marks in your exam. Good luck!